Greetings, citizens, and welcome to another episode of Mars versus Venus. I am your host with the most, What's in Store with T. Moore, and boy, do we have a doozy of a show for you today. Fantastic show topics, awesome questions, and a phenomenal cast of characters. The co-hosts. Let's start the introduction, shall we?
Matasha.
Josh Heyman.
Rachel Hill.
The voice of reason.
And Miss Free.
We're going to start the show by just seeing how the week has been going for you guys. Today is Wednesday, hump day. Usually the day you usually wake up like, is it Friday already? So how's your guys' week been going?
So far, so good.
Been all right. Working a lot. Other than that, can't really complain. Still got my health. Still living. That's all that matters, really.
Definitely understood.
Hey, it's a great week. Sorry, the Cavs are playing. Cavs have started, and also the World Series. So it's great in my book.
This is true. What you got?
Good. Had a long week. Sick kid. Dance practice. Performances. Story of my life.
Yeah, things that go on in everyday life.
Yeah.
Well, we're just going to dive into the meat of the show, get into some of these great questions, and we start off like this. Say your best friend. They've been bragging about this girl or this boy they've been dating. They're crazy about him. They're head over heels about this person. And you finally meet this boyfriend or girlfriend, and it just so happens to be your side piece. What do you do, or what do you say to your best friend?
You ask them, have they told her?
Okay.
If they haven't told them, you don't do nothing. Like keep letting them go to the movies and shopping, whatever they doing. And then when they come through, handle your business.
Wowzers.
I'm telling my best friend. I'm that honest with my best friend. And if she just met this person, that means it's not, serious with them. And I'm going to let her know what kind of person that they are if they're hanging out with me. And, I'm not going to mess with them no more because obviously they're doing other things as well. So I need to go elsewhere and find me some other side piece.
One word, 4 letters. Lie.
I have to agree, Matasha, because I don't know if it's my best friend, I definitely would want her to know that that's somebody who I've been dealing with. I wouldn't want that to be a secret.
Now, what if it isn't your best friend? What if it's just somebody that you're cool with?
I'll just cut it off after that. Okay. And that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a side piece. Side pieces are meant to be let go.
Okay.
There's nothing invested, so.
I'm laughing hysterically at the whole entire situation. As soon as the side walks in with my homie, I'm busting out laughing.
Okay.
That's a funny situation.
That might be a dead
And I'm
giveaway.
gonna say it right in front of him too, because that's
Really?
oh yeah.
Oh, I
Heck
would.
yeah.
Yeah.
No discretion?
No discretion. I'm saying I've been already hitting that. Way before you.
Okay.
I'm saying it straight up.
Okay. Here's another scenario for you guys. And I want the ladies to touch on this one. Which would make you lose interest in the man faster? It's three answers. If the man lost his job and now he's not financially able to do anything, if he has consistent weak sex, or if he's giving you lack of attention.
I'm going to say lack of attention because I can help with the weak sex and we can find him another job. If I'm not getting attention, that means you're not interested in me like I thought you was, because if you was, you'd be giving me the attention that I need. So you can go elsewhere and I'll find somebody else. The job thing, we can fix that.
Are you?
Wow.
One word, 4 letters again.
No.
Did we just not have a conversation about weak sex? A whole group conversation. Did we not have that? And she was complaining. Did we not have that, T-Moore? The host with the most.
Nuh-uh. I didn't complain about somebody's weak sex.
You should.
Well, I'm just going to say, hopefully my parents will not watch this, but I'm going to say weak sex because if I'm going to be with someone for life, I think the physical part of a relationship is very important, and that's one of the things that bind. If the physical relation isn't that good, I can't see myself spending a lifetime with you because to me that's something very important in a relationship is the physical connection. So, B for me.
Yes, definitely the physical connection has to be there. And if that is not, then I will quickly lose attention. So the attention in the job is not as big of an issue because You know, if a person really wants to be with you, that type of stuff can be worked on. But if you don't have the potential in the sexual area, then it is what it is.
I mean, most men pride themselves on their ability to be good at having sex.
Boy,
so
I
if
tell
that's
you.
something that you don't pride yourself on, I have a problem with that. And unfortunately, there have been people that maybe there could have been something there, but I said I can't deal with that for the rest of my life, and that's just being honest.
Maybe he's just not capable. So you mean
And
to,
so guess what? There's
partners.
somebody for everybody, and that person isn't for me.
so you mean to tell me y'all take care of a deadbeat long as he hitting it good?
Well,
He brings up a good point.
Oh, it's cool. He make dinner sometimes.
well, I'd
It's all
probably
right.
be the breadwinner, quite honestly. So I need you to take care of home while I'm out doing my thing. So I'm okay with
no
that.
problems with that. As long as it's temporary.
Yeah, I mean, if you have potential, but just sex is, if I'm be alive for another 50 years and we're going to be with each other, that's going to be a problem.
Wow. So, from what I'm hearing is the sex is more important than the attention or the finances for a temporary point of the relationship.
Absolutely.
most definitely.
I didn't expect to hear that answer.
I didn't either.
Very
that's
surprised.
how you
I'll tell you, that's awesome.
Fire minds want to know. You
I'll
want
tell
the
you.
truth. Let's be real here.
Okay.
That's what we're here for, full discretion.
I'll tell you, let's segue into this one here. Just say you've been with your partner for a while. You guys are kind of losing the luster. You feel like the relationship isn't as strong as it was in the beginning. Would you be willing to try a 90-day sex fast just to try to get to reconnect with your partner? Just try to get to just be friends all over again, to see if you guys can just reconnect how you were in the beginning. Is that something that you'll be willing to try?
Is there a B or C to this answer too, or just
Yeah, is it just that?
No,
Like, no.
not at all.
No.
If you guys were intimate, you've been intimate for a long time, and then you wanted to just try a 90-day sex fast to try to get that, because you guys lost that connection. Say you feel like, the relationship is drifted a little bit, and you want to reconnect mentally.
No, you do is connect on a sexual level.
And all you've been
Okay.
doing is connecting.
Okay.
Yeah, sexually. If you just want to reconnect mentally, because sometimes in a relationship people grow and they grow apart. So you just want to reconnect with somebody mentally to even see if you guys are meant to be, or if it's time to, move on to the next. Is that something that you would be willing to do?
90 days is a little extensive.
Oh,
I can't
that's
do
right.
90 days. That's a long time. Maybe 30 or 40, but not 90, because it's gonna be too. I don't even know the words I want to say. Like, open for you to go elsewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, like she said, men like pride on their sexual whatever. So 90 days is a long time. That's 3 months.
Yeah.
That's a quarter of the year.
Wowzers.
That's
Yeah,
you gonna
straight
break
up.
it
I gotta agree with you
down.
though. Like 90 days, that's
a long
long. That's a
time.
long time. I ain't trying to deal with all that. I'd rather
Especially
go
if it's
somewhere
hot.
else real quick if I know that I
Winter.
can. Screw that.
Even if this relationship is a very meaningful relationship, even if this relationship was.
But that's the thing. So think about it, because it actually signifies a problem, though, if you have to take a fast. Because if you're already connected in a relationship, you're not going to need that fast because you're already strong. So there's no need for you to reconnect emotionally
lacking somewhere.
if the
Yes.
connection, is already there. So that's signifying a whole nother problem. I mean, I would be willing to do that, but with the relationships I have, there's no need for that, because your whole focus throughout the relationship should be connecting emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and physically. So that signifies a whole nother problem if you even have to go to that resort.
Yeah.
People, that was Rachel Hill. What you got?
I think I could do it if we both had the like mindsets. That plays a big part. Now, if there's just one person saying that and the other one's not sure, then that's going to be an issue. But I believe sometimes that could be good, because the reality is sometimes you may not be connecting on a certain spiritual level. You know what I mean? And it's a lot easier to jump into bed and do your thing than it is to sit down, have a conversation, or either just go out somewhere and talk. Because especially if you have a household involved, if you have children involved, it's not as easy to get away and just be you and them. Because the reality is, if you don't see your partner, your significant other for a long period of time, that's what you want. That's how you want to connect. That's the easiest way to connect, and that's the most enjoyable way to connect to a certain extent. So I think sometimes that is needed, depending on people's issues in their relationships.
I think that even though I answered B, to the last question, that taking a break and on having sex with your partner is not a bad thing, especially when you're working on a connection. I mean, sex, when it comes to a good compatible relationship and everything else is working and it's something that you want to work on, I think it's important that you foster and continue to work on your relationship if you find that there are any breaks in any area of your relationship. So I think that I could definitely do a 90-day pause on that just to kind of reconnect.
Great answer. And people, that was Miss Free, I tell you. I got another great one for you. Once again, say you guys are you've been dating someone and you guys start to get serious. Say that the person that you're dating, they tell you that they're really, really good friends with their ex, and they want you to meet him or her. Is this something that you'll be willing to do?
Depends on how good of friends they are, like how good you are with your ex. Because like, I know some people who, you know, when they break up with their ex, after that, the only person that they'll go back to is their ex. They won't get some random person. They'll go to that reliable source that they know is going to get with them, and that's usually their ex. So I don't know. With me, I'm iffy. I'm touch and go on the subject. Like, yeah, I'll meet the dude, but if I don't like him, I'll tell him straight up right there. Like, look, dude, I don't appreciate you being around. You know, and yeah, that's straight up.
Somebody want to grab?
I would like to ask them, would you like to meet my exes as well?
What, the S? The exes?
Yeah, exes.
I'll
Would
tell
you like to meet them?
That's what you will come back with?
And you see how that question is answered with. I think that's a very touchy subject and a gray area with the ex, because you know that this person more than likely was intimate, and I just kind of, you know, I'm not really friends with any of my exes anymore. You know, and that's for a reason. You know, obviously things didn't work out, and sometimes you are better friends, I guess, if there's children involved and things like that. But I don't really see a need to have you in my life if we just had a romantic relationship and we don't have any more ties. So it's kind of like, would you like to meet my exes too?
Well, we got to pause for the calls. We will come back with that question. We got to pay some bills. We'll see you in 2 and 2.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent, because kids in foster care don't need perfection. They need you.
Take my hand and start a brand new day. And together as one we'll start to see some change.
Underneath everything we are, underneath everything we do, we are all people. Connected, interdependent, united. And when we reach out a hand to one, we can influence the condition of all. That's what it means to live united.
Financial advisor is being accused of committing one of the largest investment frauds in the history of the United States.
I guess we're not going to Aspen. That's fine. You see, I like tennis balls. He likes insider trading. So he's going to jail and I'm going to a shelter. And no, they're not the same thing. Shelters are for good pets that want to be adopted. Jails are for criminals. I've done nothing. Uh-oh. Okay, I stole a cheeseburger once. I'm a dog.
Welcome back. This is Mars versus Venus. I am your host with the most, What's in Store with Timur, and I'm here with my phenomenal co-host. Start the introductions.
Matasha.
Josh.
Rachel Hill.
Voice of reason.
And Free.
Before we left, we were in a heated debate about relationships and meeting your ex or the person's ex in a relationship. Would you be willing to do so? And before we left off, Miss Rachel was digging in.
Well, you never define meet though. Is this like dinner? This is casual bump into, or what is this meet?
The meet is, hey, how you guys doing? This is my ex such and such, and we are really great friends.
Okay, so they're like, what's up, dog?
Yeah.
That type relationship.
Or this is the relationship where you meet the ex and the person that you're currently with actually goes up and hugs the ex, like, hey, I'm happy. Hey, how you doing? How's it been? This, that, and the third.
I'm saying, who is this?
How do you feel about that?
I've never encountered anything like
they
that.
can stay with their ex. It's not good. Because the reality is this, man. Okay, if somebody say like we're somewhere together, and you see your ex, you're like, oh, that's my ex right there. You want to meet him? Okay, that's different.
Right.
But if this is like a planned meeting, okay, if you guys don't have like a friendship relationship, I understand that. But if it's a planned meeting, okay, I'll meet him, but I don't want to. This is not going to be a regular thing. They're not coming to the house. You're not going to their house.
Right.
So I met him, so that way if I see him somewhere, and I would do that for myself, because if I seen him somewhere and you talking to him, then I know that's your ex. But now if I seen him somewhere and I didn't know that was your ex, y'all hugging and stuff, your radar's not up.
But the question is that they're friends, though, right? They're still friends.
Yeah, they're still
No,
very,
heck no.
They're still very cool.
I don't think I'd be very comfortable with it. I'm very open-minded, but I don't know.
I say don't tell me. You just tell me that that's your friend. Don't tell me that it's an ex or anything, because if I find out that if I see you run up like, oh, how's it going, and then you're like, oh yeah, this is my ex, I'm gonna be like, whoa, don't tell me that. That's something that's in the past. I'm trying to work on the future right
you're
now.
not gonna
So it's
laugh
okay
at
if they
first,
hang
like,
out?
Oh no, I ain't laughing.
You
at
gonna
that.
want them to tell you. That's secrets, man. You can't trust her if she don't tell you.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I still want her to tell me,
Send that
but
bra
I don't know.
packing, brother.
I'm iffy about that kind of stuff, for real.
Yeah.
We
You
ain't got
touched your
kids together.
sensitive
I
nerve,
ain't
sir.
your friend.
Sensitive nerve.
I think I might be the only person on the stage who have to disagree.
That's okay.
And the reason being is because I have I'm the type of person who have soul connections with people, and just because our relationship didn't work does not mean that we can't maintain a friendship and that I still have some form of love for you. And I wouldn't negate that just because I'm in a new relationship. So I would introduce my current partner with an ex, especially thinking like, for example, if that person is coming into town and they want to meet up just to go out for dinner or something of that nature, I can see myself hugging that person. But I will also want my partner to be secure and comfortable enough to know that this is all you. That's over. That's in the past, So I would make sure that that's clear. But I would not. I have some real good friends that I would not just diss in that manner.
Well, you better not bring up that soul connection. Because y'all better, I better see a video of y'all catching the Holy Ghost together. If I don't see that, that means he was knocking the bottom out of something. I'm cool. Like you and him.
Metaphysical, yeah. If you say a soul connection, that's a whole nother.
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother.
Because once we done, we done.
Yeah.
That's
There's
deep.
no.
Yeah. Here's another
The
one.
Holy God.
What do you think people's biggest fear about marriage is nowadays? Whether you've been married, or thinking about getting married, divorced, what do you think is the biggest fear that people have about marriage?
Men, because men are scared to get married. So I'm
Men,
curious, guys.
my biggest fear about marriage is my wife having a soul connection with her ex. No, you know what?
I want you to meet him.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Okay.
But you know what? I've been married. I'm divorced. So it's no fear because I desire to be married again. But I think the people's biggest fear is their lifestyle changing, their personality and their identity being either watered down or taken away, and then the whole notion of a marriage failing. Because there's so many marriages that's failing, but that's a result of a lot of people not actually working hard
Not having
to
that
preserve
connection.
it. Here we go. Here we go. This Miss Free and that's Miss Freak.
Hey, I mean, you know what? I did have an ex tell me he can't keep having sex every day. I said, you get 5 days off. For me, I know. I hope my parents are not watching this. For me, sometimes I think I could be labeled as a commitment phobe, but I look at it when I take those. Yes, guys. When I take those vows, I owe it to myself to get it right. I owe it to my future husband, and I owe it to my children to get it right. Because when you don't get it right, oftentimes the fallout is catastrophic. It's expensive, a lot of hurt feelings, messed up kids. So I think for me, it's the delay. Part of it's kind of like I don't want to have to check in with somebody. Like I'm used to doing whatever I want to do whenever I want to do it. I don't mind that. I don't mind giving a portion of myself to someone. I'm not married, but you kind of get used to the lifestyle of what you got going on. Sometimes you know, I don't want to have to worry about trying to hug up on somebody because my arm will hurt. You know, it's not very romantic to be cuddled up sometimes.
That's so selfish.
I like having all the food to myself. I don't know. But I think we're meant to have partners, going back to, you know, since we were made and we're meant to be with somebody. But the way things are going today, people want to be solo, and I really don't understand that because we live longer if we're with somebody.
Right.
You know, so I guess that overall fear, but we're in an instant gratifying society where if you're not getting what you need right now, you got to go get it from someplace else. So
Great point.
I don't know, but I would love to be married one day and have children. So
How about you?
I'm not afraid of marriage. I've just seen a lot of marriages fail. So it kind of like, I mean, it's not going to be mine, of course, but, and lifestyle change. I mean, because I've been single for a long time. And, you know, my kids, you know, having somebody else new being involved and having to get used to that change as well. So, yeah, I'm like the lifestyle change would be mostly what I think my problem would be.
Is it your type of husband? Is your type of husband kind of El DeBarges? Or here's the other one, or Ike Turnerish? Which one would you want?
You put the Ike Turner in there. We don't have a couple of bars. Terrible. We're going to be in an island in jail somewhere.
Janet Eldebarge.
Okay.
Not Ike.
Man, I mean, I'm not like scared of marriage, but I feel like the only thing that I would like be worried about is like I got a friend. He's around my age too, you know, and
How old
he's.
are you? Are you gonna tell the audience?
I'm 21. I'm only 21.
He's the baby of the group.
I'm the baby of the group,
Oh,
you know,
God.
baby of the group. But like my friend, he's 22. He's been married for a couple of years now.
Wow.
The one thing that he told me,
crazy?
I know, he's from down
The one
south
thing
or
that he
something.
told me though is that he'll be going out and he gets hit on by almost every single chick that he sees now. And he's like, for some reason, whenever I got married,
Does he wear his ring?
Yes, he
That's
wears
why.
his
That's
ring.
why.
He wears his ring everywhere he goes.
Got that
That's
new ring.
why.
And I'm
They
like,
ain't got nothing to
well,
lose.
yeah. So I'm like, well, I don't want to be. I mean, my mom raised me right. You know, don't cheat or whatever. But I'm afraid that, you know, if someone comes on to me hard enough, that I might give in to temptation. And I'm not the type of person to try and ruin a relationship like that. Like, I don't want to cheat on someone. But, you know, I know me as a man might let that temptation and sensation overcome me being an actual good person. So I don't. That's the only thing that I could say that I'm afraid of when it comes to marriage.
You're 21. You're not supposed to be thinking about
Yeah,
that.
but you know, I don't
No.
plan, Mom. I don't plan on getting
You're
married
way
anytime
off,
soon.
man.
Don't
Have
worry.
fun, enjoy yourself. Go west, young man.
Oh, I plan on it. I
Anything
plan
else
on
y'all
it.
want to chime in on? On to the next. Let's see here. Here we go. Now this is a different segue. We're going to kind of switch gears here. If you're a homeowner, landlord, you usually interview your tenants. You usually sit down, check the references, try to get a feel for who the person is, how they live, if they current on, you know, paying bills and things of that nature. But here's a very interesting story. I was sent this story by Mr. Ethan, and he's a loyal viewer of this show.
What's up, Ethan?
Hey, Ethan.
Hi, Ethan.
He sent me a picture of this as well, and the sign actually stated it was a space for rent, and on the sign it said for whites only, and this is 2015. You, as a homeowner or a landlord, you have the right to have who you want in your property, but as far as discrimination, you cannot discriminate people based upon race, gender, or family status. And I thought that was completely insane. Mm-hmm. Chime in on that one. Anybody can take
It's
that one.
2015. Like you said, like if you let color like block the way that you view things, like why? Like, because no matter what, we're here to stay. Like, black people are here to stay. There ain't no getting rid of us like in any time soon. You know, like why not just live with it? For white people, y'all were the ones that brought us over here. like it's not like we had a choice in the matter. Like our ancestors just got like captured and thrown on a boat and sent
they call
over
us
here.
lazy, but came 4 continents over to
Yeah.
get out of doing work.
Yeah, so it's like why are you be like you can't be racist when you're the reason why we're here in the first place. So like what more do you want from us, you know? It's stupid.
Anybody else?
Well, I think for me, racism is something that's taught. When you come out the womb, you have no concept of what race is. All you see is another 2 feet tall person who wants to play. You play with that person. You don't care what color that person is. But when you go home, that's when somebody's like, that is bad. We have no concept of what is bad is good relation to color. We are taught those attitudes and behaviors because everything we do is a learned behavior. Just like I like to eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I got that from my parents. So we are taught racism. It's not something we have any idea with to associate a color with a certain attitude or behavior. What is acting black? What is acting white? It's acting like a human being, but these are attitudes and ideals that are continuously passed on, and we can't never get rid of them, unfortunately.
Great point.
I believe it's something that we're going to have to stand up as people and actually make and do something about it, rather than having marches and stuff like that, that's understandable. You know what I mean? But I think you need to start in your area and your direct surroundings, because speaking from my home, my dad was the first black fireman in Lorraine. So things he would tell me he had to deal with just to become who he wanted to become, just to perform out in his career. You know what I mean? It made no sense, because the reality is everybody's trying to live, everybody's trying to survive. Everybody has a common goal in life, and that's to live good and to be prosperous. So for you to dictate and try to control people and tell them they can't do certain things, or you're not going to allow them to do certain things because you have control over it, to me that's totally wrong, and that's never how God created us to be.
Great point. Anything, Miss Bree?
I think that it's something that is just, a sign of our time right now, where a lot of racism is coming to the forefront, and a lot of discussions that we're having, and just the things that we see in the news. And so for me, it's not surprising to hear something like that. At the same time, I think that, as you said, that we're at a time now where it should be accepted, no matter what your race, your religion, whatever that may be, people should be accepted. But as far as legally is concerned, I don't think that a landlord has to, unless they're like renting their property out to some type of subsidized type of, if they're getting some type of subsidy for it. But even still, that's just crazy, and they need to get over themselves. I just keep thinking, what if a white woman or a white guy moved in and did not disclose that they had a black partner? How would that person feel? That would be extremely funny.
Yeah, that would be funny. Well, any parting shots before we wrap it up and get out of here? Thank you guys for joining me. Another great show. And like I say this time all the time, when you're having fun, it gets late early. See you next week.